And the presentation that I will be doing for you today is over a research project in which I have conducted. It is the impact of a robotic milking system on average milk production in dairy cows. I had two hypotheses. My first was, if cows move from parlor to robotic milking, then there will be an increase in overall milk production. Secondly, if a cow is in an older lactation, then her average milk visits will not differ from a cow in a younger lactation. So basically, there's two main goals. First, determine if production average is higher in parlor or robotic milkers. And secondly, determine if the age of the cow affects the average milking visits to the robot. Some key terminology would be lactation, which is the milking period of a cow from the time they calve until they are dried up. TMR is a mixture of different kinds of feeds to ensure proper nutrition of dairy cattle. And thirdly is a quarter, one of the four individual glands in the udder of a cow. I had multiple materials. First, the Lily A3 robotic milking system, the T4C computer program, which went along with the robotic milking, and the dairy plant computer system, and Westphalia surge milking equipment, both used in the parlor system, and then my Holstein dairy cows as my research. And then this is a picture of our former method of the parlor. As you can see, it is all done by manual labor. Some key points of the parlor procedure would be, first of all, the cows are milked the standard twice a day. They do not have the option of coming in to be milked more than once, those twice a day. And then also all feed is fed through the TMR. So while milking in the parlor, they do not have the comfort of being able to eat, they just stand there. And then also all four quarters come off at the same time of the cow. So say if one of those individual glands has more milk in it than the other, it can be over or under milk since they all come off at the same time. And next is a short video of milking in a robot. Okay. So I guess my video isn't playing, so I'll just have to point out some main stuff to you in the video. But as you can see, the robot is placed in the free cell, so the cows have free flow to visit the robot whenever they please. And as you can see right here, is a feed trough in which they are fed protein pellets. And some key points to the robotic procedure. Cows can be milked from anywhere from 2 to 6 times a day depending on their need. So your higher producing cows can come in and get milk more often, which is more to their comfort. And also they are fed protein while milking, which can help with their nutrition. And it also relaxes them more while milking. And then each quarter is taken off individually, as I said before. This can help to reduce the risk of having under or over milking in a quarter, which can also help reduce the risk of mastitis in a cow, which is a clinical bacteria infection. And then this is how I found my data for the graphs that I will show you. I first had to calculate the percentage of cows per lactation so I can ensure fair representation from each lactation. And then based on that percentage, I had to go and find the number of cows that I would need from each lactation to receive a total of 25 cows. And then from there, I just randomly selected cows from each lactation number to represent. And then this would be the graph of the average milk production. The red bars are the parlor production, and the green is the robot. On the bottom are the cow's numbers, and on the side is the average milk production in kilograms. Now this data was taken after being in the robots after 9 weeks. So in that 9-week period, there are some cows that are still nervous about the robots. And overall, I found an increase in milk production from moving from the parlor to the robots. But there are some that did have a slight decrease, and this could be due to the nerves of the system yet, or simply because of that 9-week period of time. The cows could become close to drying up, and therefore they decrease in their milk, and because they're not getting as much protein. because they have a sore foot, therefore not eating as much. And this is a graph of first calf heifers. These are cows that have only been milked in the robot, therefore they have no parlor experience. And I took the milk weights of these to see if I found a significant difference between these that have no parlor experience versus the ones who have experienced both robot and parlor. And after comparing the graphs, I did not find a significant difference. This next graph is all the cows and the different lactation on the amount of times they came to the robot to get milked. I was looking at this to see if my older cows came in less than my younger cows. And on the bottom is the lactation number. So lactation 1 is the cows are probably about 2 years old, whereas the cow in lactation 8 was probably about 11 years old. And then on the side is the average visits, and this was the average visits over the past 7 days. And after analyzing this graph, I found that there was not a significant difference. There were some that were only at 2, and there were some up to 5, and it just varied all across. The age did not seem to matter. And then this was for the average first calf heifers. Again, ones with no parlor experience only knew how to be milked in the robots. And on the bottom is the number of lactation days. So the number of days they have been milking in the robots, so how used they are to it. And on the side again is the average milkings for the past 7 days. And these are in 0.5 intervals. And through this, I just wanted to compare once again to see if having no parlor experience made a significant difference versus ones who have had parlor and robotic experience. And through looking at this, I did not find a significant difference either, as I did not in the milk production also. As you can see, however, ones that are out later, more used to the robots are higher, versus the ones who are not quite as used to the robots have lower milking visits, which is expected. Finally, my conclusion, both of my hypotheses were supported. A small number of cows had a small decrease in milk production from parlor to robotic milkers, but overall there was an increase. Also, the average visits varied and the lactation number did not seem to matter, as I stated earlier. Some ways you could apply this study to real life would be its new technology for dairy farming. The robotic milkers pose many advantages over the parlor. Also, reduction or elimination of hired labor, as hired labor is becoming more increasingly hard to find to milk in the parlor, whereas with the robotic milkers, is all done by robotics. You do not have to be there to milk. And also the increased flexibility for the dairy farmer, as I stated, you do not always have to be there for milk, so it gives the farmer more time to do something else that they wish to get done, or more time to spend with their family. And then lastly, there are economic benefits for the dairy farmer. With the robots, as I stated, there's milk production increase, so that could lead up to a money increase for the farmers, and then you have the reduction of paying that hired labor. And then there are the health benefits for the cows. As I stated, with the reduction of under over milking, that can reduce mastitis, which can cause the cow to be uncomfortable. And then also in the robots, they're being fed, so it can also make them more comfortable while producing milk. And then these are a couple things that I would like to do. I'd like to compare averages after more time has passed from the parlor method to the robotic method. As I stated, there's only a 9-week difference. And then also, I'd like to compare averages from other robotic milking operations. I'd like to see if there was more of a difference in milk production when, say, a farmer switched from a stanchion barn to robotics than I found when switching from parlor to robotics. And these are a few people I would like to acknowledge that had helped guide me along with my research. Thank you. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, a lot of them. How new is this?
The robotic milkers, I think, have been out for quite a while, but they just came to America say maybe 10 years ago.
I think you're a dairy farmer.
Yes, my family has robotic milkers.
So how many cows can go in and how many stations or stalls or what do you call them?
The robotic milker, only one cow can be milked at a time, but it runs 24/7. So they advise about 60 to 65 cows per robot. We are milking about 180 right now, so we have 3 robots. We have the older model, which is an A3 from Lely, and that was about 200,000. Yes, I do, because when we were looking at it, we had a full-time hired help, and then we also had 2 part-time hired labor, and we got rid of all 3 of those. So when you look at it, you take away what you had to pay them, and then you can put that towards your robot payments, plus your increase in milk production. So yes, I do believe it'll pay off.
Okay, I'm getting real stupid now. I was raised on a dairy farm, but my dad had the milk, carried it.
Yeah.
How did the cow get the milk out? How did they get milk when they come in?
If my video would have been working, you could have seen that. But what it is, it has same as in a parlor, it has the individual suction cups. So the robot has a laser as an eye that identifies where the teeth are, and then attaches the teacups to milk. And then I believe it uses a microphone to sense the milk flow and to know when the cow is out.
Directly into a bag.
Yeah, it will. The milk it all goes into one jar, and then when the cow is done milking, the milk in the jars come to the bowl tank.